Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. So today I'll be showing you how I achieved it. That's a very simple look. So if you want to see how I achieved this look, please stay tuned. It is a very detailed video, so please excuse me if it is kind of a bit longer than my usual. Yeah, I really hope you enjoy it, and don't forget to subscribe. Like, please subscribe, really, please do subscribe. Be a lovely human being. I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to tell your friends, cousins, your mom, your dad, your dad, everybody about us. You know, just click that little red button, and then that little bell up there, notification bell, so that you get a notification every single time that I upload. Love you. Catch you on the other side, man. Catch you on the other side. Hey guys, so I've already done my brows off camera and I've already cleaned them up with some concealer. I used the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade number 30. Yeah, I've already prepped and primed my face, so I'm just gonna jump straight into foundation. Yeah, so this video is totally for you if you trying to learn how to do your own makeup and you want to look really presentable, but you don't have a lot of time in the morning. I hope you really do learn something from this. So I'm gonna start off by applying my foundation. So because Urban Decay is such a full coverage, and because I have a little nasty friend visiting here, I'm not gonna use color corrector or anything because this foundation is like legit full coverage. So I'm just gonna start by applying it like this. Look at my phone being disrespectful. Just like this, and I'm just gonna blend it in. You can get a beauty sponge from Dis-Chem, Clicks, wherever you want. I think at Dis-Chem they're like 70 rands. If I'm not mistaken, do check your Dis-Chem or Clicks. You get a beauty sponge there. So I'm just gonna apply this like this. If you're full coverage honey like myself, here we go. Full coverage. Evenly on my face, and I'm kind of like patting it in, but I don't know how to explain it. It's like patting motions. And I'm not adding more foundation, I'm just using whatever's left on the beauty sponge, and that's what I'm using for my neck and my chin, you know, for like a nice color. And this foundation is like, yeah, it's like matte. It is matte, waterproof, you name it, sister. So some foundations do oxidize, like the Urban Decay All Nighter. So something I usually do when trying out a new foundation or a new brand, and I'm not really sure about my color or my shade, is that I usually test out a small sample, or maybe I place it around here, and you're gonna look a bit ridiculous. I mean, you're gonna look a bit ridiculous, but it's for your own good. You want to have foundation that actually matches, and you don't want to waste your money. So what I do is I walk around the store maybe for about a good 5-10 minutes and just let it sit to see if it's actually my shade, because some foundations do oxidize. So yeah, that's one thing I usually do to kind of find my shade, and yeah, it usually works for me. Because like this shade, if you look at it before I blend it, it looks a bit bright, you know, it looks a bit light as well. But the moment I start blending it, it starts oxidizing and becomes a tad bit darker. Just a little bit. Not too much. Like a respectful kind of dark. Not changing the color completely. So I've done the foundation. Listen, I've done the foundation, used the beauty blender, used the flat side of it to just blend in my foundation, and this is what it looks like. So I found this little baby at Dis-Chem, and I'm so excited to try it out. As you can see, it's still sealed. Yeah, I haven't used it. I don't remember how much it was though. It was 100 and something. It was quite affordable. So it's the L'Oreal Paris Infallible More Than Concealer. Listen, like, I've heard some good things about this. I've watched so many YouTube videos. So I'm going to try this baby out for the first time and see what it's like. And I am using the shade number 336. And yeah, it's called Toffee Caramel. And no, caramel is kind of my shade. And it has such a nice, beautiful, thick applicator. Like the applicator is so nice and big. So I think I'm going to go directly with the applicator because it's kind of nice. It's cute. Yeah, like this. Ooh, child. Like the applicator is to die for. It feels like using a concealer brush. So if you don't have a concealer that has a nice applicator like this, like for instance, if you use the LA Girl Pro concealer, I do recommend that just squeeze a bit at the back of your hand. Use a nice concealer brush. You can find concealer brushes from the brand Color. I just recently bought another brush from Color Studios. You find these at Discount. They are $39.99 or $95. Don't matter. It's $40. But yeah, so if you don't, just go in with your concealer brush. It says it's a full coverage concealer, so we'll see if it's really full coverage, because like I said, I live for full coverage. And if you're not a full coverage lady, you don't like full coverage lady, boy, if it's full coverage is not for you, there are other options. Like really, there are other options to try out, other products. You just have to find what's right for you. So so highlighting. So I place it under my eyes because I tend to have like dark under eyes or look a bit tired. And just a little bit on my chin, just to lift my chin a bit, you know, I have the light shining there. And the tip of my nose, and I usually place it right here at the bridge as well for contouring my nose to kind of make it slimmer. But because you are probably in a hurry and you're getting ready for work, you won't have time to chisel your nose and do all this cream contouring and whatnot. So I'm going to show you an easy way how to do it. But yeah, this is what we're doing. We're highlighting, alright? Just a bit here, tip of my nose, and I'm just placing it here. As you can see, I'm not dragging it all the way down, and creating like a little, yeah, just a little, not a lot, because they do say it's full coverage, so I'm trying to take it easy. So I'm going to start by blending my forehead first, like that. Then tip of my nose. Alright. Right. Okay, I won't lie, this concealer is like full coverage. This is balm.com. Chin area like that. Back of my foundation, the back of my beauty sponge, I'm going to use the side that I use for my foundation to kind of blend in my concealer and have it like you see this, you know. I won't lie, this concealer is full coverage though, like I won't lie to you. So now that I've done that, a step that I kind of forgot or almost skipped, I'm going to use my concealer brush, a flat concealer brush like this that's coated in concealer. And the concealer I used is, sorry, not concealer, foundation. The foundation that I was using before. And I'm just going to use this to clean up my brows. And that's how I do it. Now I'm going to go back with my beauty sponge and just blend out that foundation right there, so that it all looks, yeah, and be very careful, you don't want to disturb your things. So I use the Connie Transform dark brown pomade for my brows. You can use anything, pencil, gel, whatever you're comfortable with, you know, whatever you're comfortable with. My favorite used to be those favorite pencils from the China store. They're very nice and creamy and easy to use. So those were my faves as well. Until I discovered this pomade, which is like bomb. So now I'm going to blend out my concealer under my eyes. So I'm just blending this in right under my eyes. And then using the back side again to blend out the outer parts, like the outer ends of my concealer, so that it kind of has that seamless look. And just spreading it over my eyelid, you know. Like, do you see how nice this concealer is? Like, come through, L'Oreal! Skip to my favorite part. We're going to use the Yardley Loose powder. It's translucent bare. You can get this from Discam or Clicks as well. And same again, going in with the same beauty sponge we used. I'm going to use another side that is clean, and I'm going to use this just to set under my eyes. So I'm just setting under my eyes with the sponge, right, like so. My eyelids, right, all done. And now to set the rest of my face, I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me matte and poreless powder in the shade 350 Caramel. And I'm just going to use this. I'm going to use a nice fluffy powder brush, and I'm just going to use this to like set the rest of my face, because I mean, we're in a hurry, you know. Don't forget to set your neck, because you did apply product there. So just pressing that in. So far we've used a beauty sponge, a flat concealer brush, and a powder brush, right? 3. I go into, you can use a bronzer. You can use a bronzer if you want to, or yeah, you can use a bronzer, contour powder, whichever darker shade that you kind of have. I'm going to go in with my espresso, and now we're doing a powder contour, because I feel like doing a cream and a powder kind of takes a little bit more time. So I'm just doing a quick powder contour just so that we can cut down a bit on time. So same thing, powder contour is, yeah, saving our lives. So just here. Oh, contouring is where you hide or you add shade or shadow to your face. So highlighting, we bring out the points that we want visible the most, and then contouring is the places we really don't want that visible. Like for instance, my double chin. I don't want my double chin always showing, so contour that little baby. Or bronze it up. Don't want to contour? Bronze it up, baby. Just bronze it up. And if you feel like you have a tad bit of a forehead, then just sweep some of that powder across your forehead. So remember the brush that I purchased from Discam, from the Color brand, Color Studio Master. I have a few of these. I really love their brushes. They're very nice and soft. Very nice and soft. So I'm going to use this nice little brush here, and I'm going to go into my darker shade, espresso, or your bronzer, whatever you prefer. And I'm just going to dust off the excess, and I'm going to use this kind of like my eyeshadow, because I mean, time's not on our side, boo. Time's not on our side. I'm kind of going to use this as my eyeshadow, and I'm placing this on my crease. I mean, you gotta get out of the house. Get out of the house, babe. Get out of the house, baby. You know, get out of the house. that. Now I'm going to go back with the same brush that we used for our eyeshadow. I'm going to use it to contour my nose real quickly because, like I said, time is not on our side and that is a bit too much product, so I'm just going to use that, blending it into right underneath my brow, not disturbing my brow at all. And now that we're done, I'm going to take the same beauty sponge. Remember the side that we used to set our concealer under our eyes using the translucent powder? I'm going to use that side with the powder and I'm just kind of going to chisel my contour a bit and just clean it up. So not, and then like that, and then Bob the uncle, but then again, Bob could never look so good, so close the uncle. And then I'm gonna go into another favorite of mine called the Wet n Wild Mega Glow. Yeah, Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter in the shade Crown of My Canopy. I'm gonna place the highlighter. So when it comes to highlighter, I usually place my highlighter where light hits me the most. Like right now, when you guys are looking at me, it's usually right here, about right here, and a bit on the tip of my nose and the bridge of my neck, my bridge of my nose, and as you can see, right above my lip as well, just a bit, and a little bit on my chin as well. So now I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be dab into my highlighter, dust off the excess because I don't want too much product, and then I'm just going to place it here. So I like to smile a bit just to see where the light shines, you know, and I'm just going to press it in like that and kind of gently pressing it in, blending so that I don't move anything, any products underneath. So I'm going to show you how I highlight my nose. I don't just apply it right across the bridge of my nose. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. So I'm going to use the back of my finger just a little bit and apply just a little on the tip of my nose like that, just a bit, and then kind of dust it in just to blend it out just a bit. And then again, whatever's left on my finger, I'm going to place it right here in between my eyes, like right in between my eyes, right here. I'm going to place it right here carefully, so then just dusting it out, blending it out a bit, like that. See, it's not all over, it's shining at the right place. And now I'm going to go into the brush that we were using as our eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to dip that brush in my highlighter again, and I'm going to use this on the center of my lid. Last but not least, I need a bit of color on my cheeks, just a bit. I'm going to use the Urban Decay Mono Shadow in the shade Relish. For me, makeup is about fun, okay? If you have an orange, a burnt orange, or a nice pink or reddish color that you like in one of your eyeshadow palettes, you can also use that as a blush. So I'm just going to take a bit of Relish and I'm just going to place this on the apple of my cheeks. Yes! And yet again, you don't want to move the products around, so you just be gentle about how you're kind of blending it in. Now I'm going to set my face with the Urban Decay Chill Spray, Chill Makeup Spray, cooling and hydrating. And then I'm going to take the back of my sponge, my beauty sponge, and I'm just going to press in everything. Like, I'm not moving anything around, I'm just pressing in that setting spray. Like, being very careful. And homegirl to last. Don't do this on your eyelids if you have like hectic eyeshadow going on. That's just gonna ruin your vibe, like, trust. And remember earlier on when I told you about those eye pencils from the China store that I like so much? I'm going to use one of those in a dark brown shade, and I'm just going to use this shade to line my lips. I'm going to use my lip gloss from Essence Cosmetics, and it's a clear lip gloss, and I'm just going to place this right here. Welcome back. Now that we're actually done with the video, I just wanted to start off with the tools that I used. I really tried my best not to use a lot of brushes, not to use a lot of stuff, to kind of keep this as simple and easy as possible. So I have 5 brushes on this hand. Yeah, I have 5 brushes on this side and a beauty sponge. These were my tools for today, because get up, go sis, get to whatever you need to get to, dinner dates, lunch, work. So these are the brushes I use. I use a powder brush. I use this brush as my contour or bronzing brush, whichever one you'd prefer. And then I also use this lovely brush as my highlighter brush. This was my eyeshadow contour, eyeshadow and nose contour brush. And then this is a flat concealer brush that I have used. Those aside, and then I use this very nice beauty sponge. So thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed creating it for you. And if you feel like you haven't really learned much, or you're struggling, or maybe you just need a one-on-one tutorial, do come visit your girl, you know, and let's do a one-on-one tutorial. Drop me an email. My email's linked down below as well. For your face beads, for any occasions, homegirls got your back. Do drop me an email, you know, let's make it happen. It's a beautiful time. And that is me. I'm out. I really hope you enjoyed the video. And don't forget to subscribe. Like, can you please subscribe? Can you please subscribe? Thank you. Like, you're amazing. You're such an amazing human being.